Good morning, retail traders. This is the Sneaky Snake trading strategy where we talk about chart patterns, moving averages, and being in the now. And right now, this is the weekly update, and we had one beautiful week last week, and I think it was so beautiful that it might have brought us up to a 5-day rule resistance level. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. First, we'll look at the VIX. The VIX had a beautiful 5-day pullback right here on the chart. And if you see it, it is at a support trend, and it's just something to keep in mind and to watch this week. We could consolidate and run up a little bit, and we'll find out, which would mean that we'd pull back in the market some. So we're going to go ahead and look at the SPY next. This is the daily chart, and this is what we saw. We definitely called the 1, 2, 3 down here on the bottom on the SPY on the 1, 2, 3 on the daily, and we bounced up to the 1, 2, 3 almost here as resistance level, and we've done that all within about five days. So that's another reason, and I have a rule about 3 days, 5 days, and 7. 3-day rule is good for scalping and day trading and getting in and out and taking profit. You start to find some resistance once you hit a 5-day level. Each one of them days is resistance: 3-day, 5-day, and 7-day. So we're down here now at the 5-day rule, which means we hit us a pretty hard resistance and we could pull back and consolidate. And here on the daily, we could see the 21, which is right around 426, 427 area. I mean, that's possible. So I'm just saying, 5-day rule, I start to get a little bit accustomed maybe of a pullback, and same as the SPX. We had a resistance here. We had a good 5-day run, and we're back up here double topping at resistance. So we could consolidate, pull back a little bit, and then have initial breakout into Christmas. QQQ, same thing. We had a real good run. We called the 1, 2, 3 down here at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, and it reversed up this week. So now we're at resistance, hard resistance right up here, and this thing could pull back some, consolidate. So I'm going to maybe be looking at just taking a little easy Monday and see what Monday says. IWM, same way. We had such a great run last week that I'm going to throw in the 5-day rule Monday. I mean, look at this IWM. I mean, right back up to the 50-day moving average on the daily. So, yeah, let's see if we can pull back and consolidate some instead of just keep on breaking out and running up to the 200, because that would be our next resistance, would be the 200 if we broke the 50 on the daily on the IWM. Same thing here as a SPY. If we look at the SPY, right now we busted above that 50. So if we broke below the 50-day, we could count on moving down a little bit and maybe hitting the 51, and maybe coming down, hit 51 EMA, and then that 21 SMA. And that's on the SPY. But right now we're above the 50. So that's bullish. We're going to make that our major pivot point, I think. Let's look at the weekly, just here, just to see what the weekly says. We had the 1, 2, 3, and we run up and almost hit the 21. So I'd say on the weekly, if we stay above the 9, which is just right around 129, 130, 430, just right above 430. And that's on the weekly. That keeps you bullish. Actually 430.29 to be exact. right to the penny. 430.29. If we can hold that this week, that'll remain bullish. Right now we've hit the 1, 2, 3, and I do expect a little pullback. And oh, that would be so beautiful. I'm going to set an alert right there to go long in this trade. Always looking for a pullback, and definitely after the 5-day rule. Such a great run last week, and I hope everybody was along to take that run. And let's go ahead and look at this week as kind of a bearish, bullish sentiment kind of week. Just pullbacks are going to be, I think, the trade to take. If you come in here and we have a good pullback in the morning, I think you'll run it back up to the top. If we break out pre-market, I expect a pullback and then take the trade off that if you're a day trader. Have a great trade. Retail traders.